I'm Ann Bessemans. I'm a legibility expert. I'm working at Hasselt University and PXL Med School of Arts in Hasselt, Belgium. I have founded Research in 2015, and I'm also teaching the International Master Reading Type and Typography. Handwriting is important for kids because of several reasons. One being the fact that they can, by means of handwriting, they can develop their right hemisphere skills better. They can also, handwriting can also help them with spelling, and handwriting can also help them with graphic awareness, which also facilitates reading. So the brain consists out of two hemispheres. And for most of the tasks, of course, those two hemispheres, they need to correlate and work together. But often this is not the case. Often one hemisphere is stronger than the other ones. It's just like small differences. And I'm making kind of a comparison like black and white. And you can see this also in children where they prefer specific tasks, like for example, like one kid being more into theater, showcasing like language skills, where the other one likes to draw, which is one of the favorite tasks. So that's more on the performance EQ instead of the language EQ. When one hemisphere is a bit less developed, there is no problem because the stronger hemisphere takes over the other one. But when the difference is too big, and to make the connection with the handwriting, for example, when the right hemisphere is not developed so well, then they can have problems with processing visual information. And the link is very clearly made with handwriting, because handwriting can help exercise or develop that specific part of the brains. Handwriting has an important role to play into the educational trajectory of the child, because often they are talking about fine motorical skills. However, such a thing being like kind of independent training of the fine motorical skills doesn't exist. It's always like kind of the motor, and the motor we can visualize as the brain that sends information towards, in how they call it from a more scientific perspective, like the distal movement. And the distal movement is the movement of the wrist, the hand, and the fingers. And handwriting actually helps to develop the skills with the kids. When a kid has approached the age of 5 or 6 years old, then actually fine motorical skills are developed. The only thing what is lacking is the instruction, how they need to hold a pen, and also being aware of specific letter zones. Handwriting helps them to hold fine materials like a pen. So handwriting is good because it doesn't work with thick brushes that asks for movements that come from the shoulder. Like for writing, you actually need to train those specific muscles, which are the fingers, to help in controlled movement with a pen over the page. And this is something what is more difficult to replace by means of technological advancements. Like there are studies that show that, for example, kids have more mistakes when they just type letters or when they stamp letters as actually like the writing of the letter. Handwriting also links directly to the spelling of the specific language in which they are taught. It helps them with phonological awareness, which means that letters are connected to sounds. And actually, like writing is kind of a programming of encoding speech into sounds. And during the process, kids learn first like single letters. It goes from an easy process to more difficult ones, where phonemes, they relate to sounds. And although we have 26 letters for English, there are way more phonemes than, for example, what we would have in Dutch. But what kids also learn is like combinations in vowels and in consonants, like on the three positions, like the starting, the middle, and the final positions. And that's also how they learn to write them like interconnectedly. So in that sense, like where we came from, the evolve, like the supporting of the fine motorical skills, we are already here now in connecting the movement with the spelling, with the phonemes. And this helps them also in this phonological awareness. Handwriting helps with knowledge retention. It helps with memorization. There are studies that showcase that when students later note things down or either type things down, that the students who are using like noting, that they perform better on comprehension afterwards. And it's also probably because how you write and how you link it, it helps with this visual spatial information to structure content, which helps you for better comprehension. Although I'm a legibility expert and I like legibility, but I think that handwriting has completely other goals. It means to have a handwriting model that is very clear in instruction and that can help you in kind of speeding up with your notes. It needs to be legible for yourself in the first case, but that's the thing why I think handwriting is important. It's you start with a clear instruction as a child, knowing how to perform the letters, but throughout the years you develop your own handwriting, and like loops might disappear or some letters might get connected or disconnected, but it's in the end in how fast you can try to process information. Some handwriting models, in my eyes or in my belief, they are slower. The more you lift the pen, the more slower you get. And I think also for children in handwriting, it comes with what they say, like with the graphic awareness. It comes with three things, which is like the pen grip, the body position and how you write, and the body zones. But it's so dependent on the instruction of the handwriting in how they learn the letters. There is a difference between learning on a keyboard or with writing and with a pen and the paper. Yes, one of the first ones is like training these fine motorical skills, like holding a thin writing tool and not using big movements but small movements, because kids needs to learn to make controlled movements over the paper that are only differences in millimeters. That's how they need to control. With the keyboard, it's just like clicking things. There was also discovered a difference between kids who learn to write on paper than with stamping letters, because they gain more knowledge about spelling as well, phonological awareness between the relation between the sound and the letter, but also seeing the similarities between what they write and what they read, because both of them it relates to encoding systems. And also like mathematics, it's also an encoding or a decoding system, and it's knowing how to decode or encode these systems. That's what helps learning, and it helps overcoming specific challenges in learning capabilities. I think technology can support handwriting education by means of, I think, like this kind of pen tool, because I think it's super important that kids can hold something. At PXL Med School of Arts, I also have like kind of brainstorm sessions with people from the digital department, where we are also interested to see how even with VR glasses or in kind of a space can help kids in making movements, because it's like kind of a development or developmental stages. Like, it's important, and the end goal is that the kid knows how to write the letters, but in the beginning it needs to know specific movements that are connected to letters. It also needs to be able to, in parallel structure, put like lines or put curves. And it's all for at least for the Latin-based ones, it's all from the left to the right reading direction. It's called lateralization, and some kids have problems going from right to left. And I think that there is still a lot that can be developed in enhancing handwriting skills through technology. But in my belief, they are underexplored, because it cannot just be like first learning to type and then to write, for example. I think that more by the spatial or visual information and coordination systems, in which I think there are a lot of opportunities. Handwriting will help you to become smarter, because it helps to train your visual information around you, helping you to develop or train your fine motorical skills, in which you can note things down very fast of important things that people are saying to you. And also that handwriting also offers you the possibility to create yourself, because you will learn a specific model of handwriting, but you can make it your own style, which also relates to creativity and visual imagination. Handwriting is important for your intellectual growth. Starting that handwriting will help you with phonological awareness, and second, later on, it will help you for better knowledge retention.